Teacher Talking Sports with Diz would do how we live, and we are 1 week away from the Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs looking to become the first team to repeat in quite some time, as Patrick Mahomes is looking for his third Super Bowl trophy and potentially his third Super Bowl MVP. Well, Mahomes could have three offensive skill players back that he hasn't seen all postseason. Let's get into it. This is via CBS Sports. Super Bowl 2024. Chiefs designate running back Jerick McKinnon to return off injured reserve. Goes on to say how the club designated veteran running back Jerick McKinnon to return off injured reserve on Saturday. According to NFL media, that means McKinnon can begin practicing with the team and possibly play in Super Bowl 58 if he's activated onto a 53-man roster in time. So he's been out since week 16 due to a groin injury. Isaiah Pacheco has been the bell cow in his absence. I mean, he was the bell cow even with um, McKinnon around, but Clyde Edwards-Helaire has been the primary backup, although he hasn't played much. But we could see McKinnon on passing downs, more a receiving threat than a running threat at this point in his career. Another CBS Sports article by the RotoWire staff, Chief Skyy Moore listed as limited again. So Moore with a knee injury, limited participant in practice on Thursday. So Moore, I believe, hasn't played since December 17th, so about a month and a half. So Moore had the same listing on Wednesday's estimated practice report after not practicing at all ahead of the AFC Championship game against Baltimore. Chiefs will need to activate him from injured reserve before next Thursday in order to have the wide receiver available for a part-time role in the Super Bowl against San Francisco. So they designated him for return a couple weeks ago. He has yet to return, but it's a good sign that he is at least practicing limitedly when he did not practice at all prior to the AFC Championship game. And then this is via Fan Nation. Travis Kelce, Kansas City Chiefs coaches update status of wide receiver Kadarius Toney, Mr. Young Joker. So, mentions that one of Kansas City's biggest questions pertains to wide receiver Kadarius Toney. So, yes, he was on the injury report. He basically went on Instagram Live before the AFC Championship game and was essentially calling the Chiefs liars about his injuries. Andy Reid came out and said, he's on the injury report for a reason. Nothing was falsely reported. So, now a bit of controversy. Some wondered if he would play again for the team, but it's a possibility. So, Matt Nagy, the offensive coordinator, mentioned that it's a day-by-day evaluation the team is taken into account at practice with him and every other player on the team. Nagy said he believes Toney is in a good spot, although he wouldn't go into much detail on his observations. He said, I think so, yeah, and again, we're evaluating all of that with every player every day, just kind of seeing where they're at. We want to be able to see it in practice. It's so important to be able to see these guys practice and see how they're doing individually and then how they fit within the scheme of what we have. So those are three updates on three offensive skill players for the Kansas City Chiefs. Again, nothing really set in stone as to whether they are playing or not, but we should definitely have a great idea on all three by Thursday. Now, you may be saying, none of these three are exactly needle movers, weren't very productive this past season, but last Super Bowl, Jerick McKinnon had 4 carries for 34 yards and 3 catches. Skyy Moore, who went the entire season without a touchdown his rookie season, did have a touchdown in the Super Bowl, his first career touchdown. And Kadarius Toney also had a receiving touchdown and a big punt return to get the Chiefs in great field position. And both Toney and Moore's touchdowns were in the fourth quarter of their games. So again, all three had a role in the Super Bowl. When it comes to guard Joe Thuney, nothing clear on him either after he missed the AFC Championship game. We know he has a chest injury, not much more known besides that. But signs currently point to him not playing in the Super Bowl. Do you see any of these three Kansas City Chiefs players playing a role if they are able to play? Again, none were very productive this season. Toney had some huge drops, starting with week one, a drop that led to an interception return for a touchdown. But maybe he'll be extra motivated to show up and play. Skyy Moore, a lot of people expected him to break out a little bit more this season after being selected in the second round in 2022. Did not happen, and Jerick McKinnon, while not as productive as he was in 2022 when he had 9 receiving touchdowns, he still had 4 this past season with a little over 2 catches per game. Anyhow, don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.